Let's get good. I'm the gamer under development, and this is Endless Space Riftborn. We're jumping right back in, guys. When we left, we did have a new faction quest available. I gave you guys the options between Consolidate or Investigate. Thankfully, you chose Consolidate, because Scrap Kings right here is mwah, and We Are Equals is just kind of blah. So we're going to go with Consolidate. We need to assign Annex Jink to a fleet with 400 offensive power. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and confirm that we want that mission. And then we've got Annex Jink, who is if I'm not mistaken, a Seeker. Yes, he is a Seeker, so we get lots of movements. Okay, so let's go more fleet movement and more fleet experience. Those are generally my favorite starters for a combat fleet leader. And he's not currently assigned to anything. We've got people kind of exploring around a little bit. I honestly, geez, guys, it's been so long since I actually recorded the last video. I'm trying to remember what we're doing. Okay, so we got the Hyperium engine. That's something we were after. Does that mean, what are we working on right now, and what do we have? Okay, so we have this already, so we're all set to make some really cool combat ships now. That Hyperium engine, guys, that comes from this, the H-Field Accelerator, that's a big deal. That's a very big deal, because you can put it on support ships and increase the overall fleet speed, which is also what that guy does, which makes it doubly useful. We are just about to finish the Endless Research Park, at which point we're going to colonize these other 2 planets and build a bunch of other wonderful things. The catch here is that we really do need to find a better source of titanium. And we'll get that when we colonize ZU3, which is why that's next in queue. This place is just starting out on building all its stuff. We do have the ability to buy stuff out now, which is somewhat useful. It will help us speed things along for basic stuff like xenotourism here. Where's our happiness at? We are devoted. We don't even need to worry about xenotourism, really. Is there anything else in queue here that we might want to speed by? Big data shipyards could be good. I'm going to let the Endless Research Park finish before we do anything crazy with that. And then I'm going to keep having people explore. Yeah, what type of ship are you? You're a not combat ship. Run like hell. That is the correct answer to your predicament there. Bye-bye, non-combat ship. You're probably going to get killed soon. Okay, this is a Shadow 2 scout ship. Let's check this place out. We've got an ash here, a warm. That's a nice tundra. That really is a nice tundra. And ash planets are not bad for us either, because they're heavy in production. Oh, we did it! We achieved the objective! We got 100 dust, 50 influence, and 30 titanium. Beautiful outcome from that right there. Let's go ahead and search this, and search... Yeah, see, this is a great system. Very nice little system with its own adamantium. And I don't think you're going to Fatia anymore. I think you're coming out here to Polaris, because that is a much nicer system for us. And you, little scout guy, are going to go up there. So, let's see what we recovered when we scouted those. We got 5 experience, woot. Got some adamantium. Got low gravity and 150 Empire dust. And destructive salvager. Oh, 10 dust per destroyed CP. That's decent, but not amazing. We did run into these Lumeris already. I'm going to go ahead and end the turn here. Annex Jink is left unassigned. For right now, let's just put him... Nope, not there. For right now, let's just put him right here. We'll be able to reassign him to the fleet once we've had a chance to build that fleet that we need. And we are going to go ahead and end the turn. This will give us... Yes, give us the Endless Research Park, please. Nice. Congratulations, we achieved that. That's going to give us a lot of extra dust and other beautiful, beautiful things. That is actually one of the few wonders that I always try to get, just because it is extremely powerful. I'm trying to, open the list of improvements so we can look at it one more time. That plus 20% science and dust on devoted, plus 15% on loyal is great, because right now we're loyal, so we're getting 30% additional dust and science right now, which is a phenomenal, phenomenal gain. Okay. Now we're working on colonizing ZU3. We could start working on ITER if we wanted to. ITER is one that I'm not as impressed with. I'm gonna go ahead and put the time compression anomaly in the top of this, though. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I am back. Let's go ahead and... We got the compression singularity coming out. ZU3 is gonna be done soon. I need to decide where we're gonna produce this fleet for Annex Jink and start working on that. And I think what we may do is kind of start buying our way through the improvements on this system in the hopes of essentially buying all of the improvements out and beginning to... Sorry, guys. Whew. And beginning to go ahead and get that set up to produce those ships. So the compression thing is coming up soon. We do have some ships moving around, scouting, preparing to go colonize. That's going to be a great little system for us to add to our empire, and I'm really excited to get there. This is worrisome, though. We do have 2 shuttles flying around because we've got this pirate space right in the middle of our territory. And I know you can get rid of those by invading, but I gotta be honest, like, the early game invasion mechanics throw me, right? Because, like, it takes such an investment. It takes a massive, massive investment in order to... I'll take the random tech, honestly. It takes a massive, massive investment to go ahead and get things up and running for a siege fleet. You have to build siege ships, you also have to build combat ships because you're not going to build them in the same ship. It's just a huge undertaking. And it's one of the reasons why I kind of struggle to play militaristic in this game, because you pretty much have to switch your focus from building any improvements to just out-and-out building ships. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also not necessarily a good thing. We are going to come over here to the marketplace now because we did just find out that adamantium is through the freaking roof. Here you go. Take my 5 and give me my money. That's a nice little take for us. Gets us a few extra dust to come over here and maybe buy something else out. Let's go with public-private partnerships. Yeah, so as you guys can see, though, that is working out quite nicely. We are buying our way through all of the things that system needs. And we have a shuttle that is right here. Not at all capable of invading, but I mean, it can sit here and combat fleets and stuff. Oh, yeah, we have an idle singularity. Derp. Let's put that on this system. Mainly just because this system is building a lot of really nice, important stuff. It's taking it a while to get through all that stuff, and that's kind of fine and to be expected. But it is honestly, this is our system just to produce new shit. This is our system that's going to be primarily about pumping out ships. That's what they're going to do. And that is perfectly fine for us to focus like that. New event, a million things I haven't done. I can back the upstart to improve our industrial ideology, or I can also... Oh, this greatly improves, this slightly improves. 20% food is converted into dust. I actually would rather have this because I don't want my food converted into dust, so I'm going to go for back opportunist. Battle of Aloth. We actually do have the advantage here somehow. They are primarily laser-based, we are primarily projectile-based with projectile armoring. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, this is the one that will improve our defenses against energy weapons. Go, buddy. Do your thing. Grave defeat, but we took one of their ships out too. Considering we got that shuttle for free from a mission, I'm not super upset with that. Okay, so you are working on a system right now. Let's have that system gain another 5% dust. This is one of my favorite things to do, guys. Once you really get a dust engine going, you can do this thing where you just sort of buy out improvements every turn, and it helps you get the new systems that you build up to par without investing as much time. And that in and of itself is an incredibly powerful thing to have. You are a Shadow 2 scout. Where do we want you to go, though? I want you to go up this way, actually. But you keep exploring in that direction. How you doing up here, little guy? You ready to scout Burtis? It looks like this might have a special planet on it. No, it doesn't. I thought it did. I thought it had a circle around it. Search the curiosity on Burtis if you're ready to sacrifice 10 Hyperium and maybe your fleet. Or I can protect and gain 30 titanium. Ooh. 30 titanium is pretty nice, but I'm going to do rescue just because I recall this being very, very useful in the end. That's subterranean. That's the quest. Search for the quest. If we lose our fleet, it happens. Rescued. Plus 20% science on Empire, increased science, political ideology, spawns Vodjani ship. And I believe that ship is ours. Yeah, see, that was worth it. Okay, that's what I thought was going to happen. I couldn't remember what happens when you do that, but I knew it was something good, which is why we went that direction. Okay, that's fine. Reserves. He has gained enough experience to level. We already took care of that, I think. Titanium probes are available, Hyperion probes are available, and we're getting our colonization text down pat, which is great. What do our laws look like? We have mineral misers and beachhead. Beachhead bylaw is actually not great for us right now because we're not settling, but we will be very soon, so it's kind of okay. Burtis does indeed have one more thing for us to search. Yeet it! Hey, that's also a decent system with some decent titanium and Hyperion. The fact that it's only a 2-star system, though, is a massive turnoff, and I probably won't be settling there for that reason. One turn till we get ZU3, which is excellent. We can produce another compression singularity, which is what we're going to do, because we want to have one active on Elion, too, if we can. Sorry. Itchy. Okay, so compression singularity is coming up. Put that here. Guys, I'm all kinds of, like, itchy and messed up right now, because I have, like, sunburn across a good percentage of my body from the beach, so the heat makes me itchy and kind of, like, I don't know how to explain it. It feels kind of like my skin is sizzling sometimes. It's not fun. Yeah, first contact's fine. Yeah, you can raise them. We could definitely use some buddies. We are losing 27 a turn. Makes me tempted to pull this just because the 15 extra production isn't necessarily worth that much. I'm going to go ahead and pull that. Mineral Misers is way better for us right now. Cool Copies is also worth considering, as is Green Fertility Bill, but I don't remember how many anomalies we have in our systems. Anomalous? We have one anomalous there. And we have no anomalous, well, one anomalous there, but it's not on a planet we control yet. It's on a planet we will control soon. So that's 2 planets with anomalies. So that would be plus 3 food per anomaly, so that's plus 3 food pretty much in those systems per person, and plus 10% FIDSI per anomalies on colonized planets on system. Ooh, that's actually kind of nice. I think I'm gonna go with that. Let's do that one. 1 second, guys. Why you not let me there? Okay, cool. So we're gonna go with that one. That may not change our losing influence issue that we do kind of have. Now, I think we're gonna be okay in that regard, though, too, because we also haven't done anything to counteract losing influence. Like, we could put Spin Project on a lot of stuff. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put Spin Project on all of these. For those of you who do not know, Spin Project early game is one of the best ways to generate good influence and keep yourself kind of influence secure, just because it doesn't take many turns to produce. It takes like 1 turn, and it makes it so every population will throw you that 1 influence, which doesn't seem like a lot, but if I have 26 population, this goes neutral. So let's see. And it's also, I believe, since it's a planetary exploit, it's people on that planet specifically. The Galactic Census is coming, and although you have greater worries on your mind, you remember what one of your wisest advisors once said, that a great leader is often judged not by his actions, but by the statistics he leaves behind. Perhaps it is worth investing a bit of effort to leave your mark on history, as the database will remember it. So we can parade, possess 2 ships of 108 power. We can build, which will get us dust. Dude, whatever. I'm gonna build for the extra dust, and here's why. Ooh, or we could parade. Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna build for the extra dust, because we'll pretty much guaranteedly get that, and the 200 dust will help us buy improvements on our smaller system. For 10 turns, keep ZU clear, and we will get 60 red saying for that. Okay, that's not super difficult. I mean, even if that doesn't go through and we don't get the red saying, it's kind of like one of those, so we do need a little more dust before we can take advantage of those. Do we have anything fun to sell? Are we generating any luxuries every turn in large quantities? We are generating deciduous trees, but I believe we're actually using those, so I don't really want to do that. Speaking of, now that we have enough deciduous trees, let's make this level 2. And I could spend money to finish the spin project there, but I'm not going to. I know it may seem like I'm taking a little bit of time to militarize here, guys, but no matter how hard I try to rush military in this game, I always find myself trying to build a solid base first. And that's just because if you don't have the economic backbone and your first fleet of ships gets wrecked, you're kind of fucked. Like, you'll end up kind of buried, and I don't want to be there. Sure, do that. Oh, that had a 50% chance of a serious military crisis. Good. Good to know I did that. That wasn't good. We found a new anomaly, and it looks like we uncovered a pirate ship, which is horrible for the people living there, because I'm gonna get the hell out of here now. I don't really want to tangle with the pirate ships. I was just sort of scouting your anomalies. Bye, have fun with that. You two work this thing out, you'll be fine. I'm gonna hop over here to Elion, see if there's anything we can buy. There isn't, so let's go ahead and end the turn. Now you'll notice I haven't been using the production to make people at all. I used it once in the beginning of the game, and that is by design. I don't really want to be wasting my production queue building population when we could earn population just by having food. Like, it doesn't make sense. Ooh. Lots and lots of movement on fleet if assigned. That's never a bad thing. Damage on fleet. Hull plating penetration on fleet. Lots of good options here. I'm gonna go ahead and go with that though. Just because movement is one of those things that is invaluable. Like, the more of it you have, the better. And now that we have done that, what do we got going on? Patriot Pills plant. I thought that was attached to the military government, but I could be wrong. Enhanced rational hull class. So this is important, and I'll show you guys why. Now we're really, really ready to militarize. Like, this is gonna be... guys, you're gonna love it, I promise. Let's see, what are we gonna get next, though? Let's get this so that we can potentially buy heroes, and this so that we can build bigger fleets. And then we will grab... What else could we possibly want? We'll want some stuff from this tier, but we can't get into it just yet. Is there anything over here we specifically want? We'll want neurorobotics because we do want access to the adamantium. And we'll also want this to get antimatter, but we don't have an antimatter source yet, so I'm not going to rush that. And then from over here, it would be good to pick up... Like, honestly, any of the ship techs is good to pick up, but some are better than others. And this would be really nice, too. Just to give us a little bit more influence. Come on, go things, go. So we're going to call the episode right here, but before we do, I'm going to show you guys why we tried to get all the things we tried to get before we started building fleets. See these little flame symbols, guys? Those are extra slots that are only available if you get the Hyperium Tech upgrade. Now here's where this gets funny. That's a Hyperium slot. I can still put titanium mods in there. This is really important. This is really important because we can do this. We now have a ship with 5 flat movement and 15, 30, 45, 60 siege power on its own every turn. 60 manpower gets destroyed by just this one ship. Now in a fleet, that's 240 manpower on just this fleet, which will have a 5 movement speed. Now that gets even more nuts if we do something different and we cut that down and we do that, because now we're looking at 6 movement speed, and every one of these ships will add another movement speed to the fleet, so the fleet will have like 10 movement speed and, well, 10 movement speed, and let's see, 45 siege power apiece times 4, you're looking at 140 siege power per turn in a fleet that has 10 movement. That's pretty solid. That isn't what we're going to do here right away. What we're going to do here right away is go ahead and build us a nice little support vessel. Now the goal of this support vessel is to, actually before we do the support vessel, because that doesn't make sense, we're going to start out with our attack vessel. That one is more important here because we need to know what our end speed is with this. So we put the Hyperium module in. That's going to have a speed of 5. That is going to be our end speed with this ship. We are not getting any higher than that. I'm going to go ahead and take projectile defenses. We can't have both, so we're just going to guess and go with that as being the more important one. Now here's where we run into a bit of a gotcha too, because by taking this, we remove the ability to get a damage mod, but if we don't take this engine, these ships are gonna crawl, and that's not gonna do us any good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick that. I could go with these right here. This is probably our best weapon. Okay, so this is just kinetics. We also have these kinetics. These kinetics take titanium, though, which is actually kind of a resource we don't want to burn. So instead, I think what I'm going to do is what I would normally do, which is I'm going to go 3 lasers and a beam. That'll give us a nice range profile. Actually, I might go 1 more beam because of the slot layout on this. Yeah, that gives us a pretty nice range profile where no matter where we're at, we're almost 70% effective. Unfortunately, it does limit our defensive capabilities. We really only have defense against projectiles, but we do have 5 base movement. Now that's important, and we're going to call this the lawn dart, because this is our most basic combat unit. It is a lawn dart. We throw it at things and it sticks them. Then we're going to go ahead and run in here and make our support ship real quick. Now we know that this guy needs a base speed of 5 for our fleet to have an average speed of 5. Now if we go ahead and start including these, here's what we'll see happen. That's 6, 7, 8, 9 fleet speed just by having this one ship. Now that's not super ideal though. We're going to take one of these off and we're going to replace it with a repair thing. The reason for that is because these ships also tend to tank, they draw fire, it's part of their guardian ability. So we want them to be able to repair. We also want them to have some good armor. So we're going to go ahead and throw on as much armor as we can, and then for weapons on these guys, I like to run a weird little mixed profile type thing where I will run projectiles just because they're anti-flak for missiles, and then I'll also run missiles to give them some long-range power too. It also mixes up our damage profiles nicely with the other ships having lasers and beams, makes it harder for them to kind of hard counter us. So that is going to be our speed. No, this is our Lucio class ship, guys. There we go. That's our Lucio class ship. If you don't get that joke, then you've been living under a rock for a year. You've never heard of Overwatch. So that's our Lucio ship, and now we're going to build our siege ship real quick, and then I'll go ahead and call the episode here. You, sir, are going to be our siege ship. So we do want one of these, and then we want one of these potentially, yeah, and then the rest we're going to fill with this. We don't really need, in a perfect world, we wouldn't need defenses or offenses here, but the fact that we have so many slots available for them makes me want to use them, because it almost makes a siege fleet that can kind of defend itself. And if that's something we can do with just this little support ship, that's pretty badass, guys. Like, that really is pretty badass. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and set this up to be its own little combat ship. We'll give it some lasers and some beams to give it a nice range profile again. That's seeming pretty good to me. Combat power is only 74, defense power is 144. So yeah, it's still not up there with the Lucio or the Lawn Dart specifically, but it does have a pretty decent power output, and it can siege. So now that we've built those, we're kind of okay. I think we have an election. How many turns to an election? I might just push out till the next election. 2 turns. We'll do 2 more turns, guys. Ending the turn. If this runs a little bit long, I do apologize for that. Me leaving in the middle kind of screwed up my timing of the episode, so we're just kind of going with it. Another Empire built ITER, that's cool, we don't care. We did get another Horatio population, that's nice. Spin project completed, Xenotourism completed, Sustainable Farms is in progress. Elion is almost done with all of the improvements we really want to build here. Patriot Pills is nice, though. So we're going to get that, and we'll pull Patriot Pills for right now because we do want to start building fleets. Do we have a larger command point pool than I'm expecting here? No, we don't. We currently have 1 out of 4 for command points. We do have in queue within 2 turns more command points, though, so we'll go ahead and build a fleet of 7. Now, we're not going to do that there. We're going to do that right here on Elion, and our 7-ship fleet is going to be 2 Lucios and 5 Lawn Darts. The reason for that is because at 7, you have enough ships to split into 2 different lines on the tactic thing. Now, that's really, really important because for each of those lines, it's helpful to have 1 protector ship, 1 guardian ship, so that they can take the fire in that line, and it makes your lawn darts that have like no armor and no defenses live just a little bit longer. And that in and of itself is incredibly helpful. So there we go, we're going to be producing an entire fleet. Once that fleet is ready, NX Jink will lead this fleet, and we will start to dominate the galaxy, guys. Just dominate it. And I'm also going to throw in queue here 1, 2... Oh, we're out of resources. 2 siege ships because we're out of Hyperion. That's okay, we'll get more, we'll get more. We are in the process of getting more Hyperion. And that is probably going to do that for this turn. We are going on to the election. Boop. You guys are going to get to choose again. What should we go for? Is it time to abandon ecology and switch over to military? Is that what it's time to do now, guys? Are we there yet? Okay. New event, tete-a-tete. ZEO, a major industrial hub for your empire, is holding a fancy summit for industry leaders and politicians to mingle and talk business. This year, ecological groups have organized... Okay, so this is ecological versus industrial. That's a lot of happiness, but a lot of minus production. I'll take the minus happiness and the plus to production, because we can make happiness. We failed that objective, apparently, because there's a scout ship. Thanks, Lumeris. You guys suck. Okay. Calgaro's done. Impactless site's done! That's great. We can start doing pulvis production, which makes buyouts easier. And we're working on more command points and having tanks. So we're on turn 30 and we're about ready to start invading. And I think that that's actually fairly on point. Anybody out there watching that plays the Cravers a lot and is used to playing military, let me know. Isn't turn 30 about the turn you start really starting invading and stuff like that? Because it feels like it's too hard to get going militarily earlier than turn 30, because you do need a foundation. So you guys who are watching, let me know. I would love to hear which party you want us to back. If you're not remembering what the parties are, we'll go take a look at those real quick. Hey, can we see this? Oh shit, I asked for a survey. I didn't actually want to do that, but there's the survey so you guys can see. Currently, we are favoring ecologists, so there are ecologists, industrialists, pacifists, scientists, military, and religious. I'll let you guys select which party you want us to push for next round. I think we're probably ready to switch to military, but I'm not entirely sure. And if anybody knows if the penalty for being on planets you don't have the tech for goes up when you switch out of ecology at all, let me know, because I believe that that goes up by 50%. I'm not sure. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, click that like button. If you want to see more, click subscribe. Share this with all your friends who are into Endless, because I suck at promoting, and that's a great way you guys can help me. Thanks for watching, and keep gaming... Thanks for watching, and keep gaming responsibly. Bye!